Okay, so I've got all my flowers made, and hopefully I made enough, and I'm about ready to start assembling these pieces. So one thing you're going to do, this is the bottom piece that I demonstrated. You want to put a top piece on top that will be your final decorative piece, and the one that's shown the most. So I've done that on this one, so I'm going to do it on this one here. I've stamped quite a thin sheet. That was a number 3 on my atlas with the Lisa Pavelka's stamp, and I'm going to color it with my pan pastels just to make it match. So just lightly get some color on there. That's good. I don't want to get carried away. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little liquid, translucent liquid Sculpey on here. You could use Bacon Bond, you could use even white glue. So just a thin layer, just enough to get it to stick. And you just want to press that down. Sorry about that, my throat is a little hoarse. Press that down, make sure that you don't have any air bubbles in it. And then take your X-Acto knife, and you can cut away these little squares. Let's see. Doesn't have to be a neat job because the feet are going to cover that. And for the feet I just used a little greenish colored clay. On the thickest setting I cut 2 circles. I'll demonstrate one of the feet. You could do whatever you like with that. So I'm just going to take a little bit just so that I can see where the stick is going to come out. And I've prepared in advance some little strips, which I use the Sculpey border on, and then pre-colored it with pan pastels, and that'll go on the sides, but I'll put that on the sides after everything is assembled. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that that's not hanging over the edge anywhere. And you can stretch it out to sort of meet the edge. Okay, get rid of that little bit. Okay, so now comes the fun part. I've got my 4 sticks here, and I'm going to put a piece of paper down just to keep things from sticking. Okay, so that's one part. I'll stick the sticks in. They're going to go deeper than that, but for now we'll just get them in there. This is where you want to have an extra set of hands. I'll just push them through. And then I'm going to put a little translucent clay to help hold the hourglass or minute timer in place here. Just a little bit. And I could use like Lisa Pelvelka's Polybonder. That would probably work too. I'm not a real big fan of it. I don't find it like it doesn't hold fast enough for me. Okay, so we'll start getting this in place. I'll put the let's get it this way here. I'll put the hourglass in after I get this all sorted. Straightened out a bit. Okay, let's see if my glass is going to fit. That's a pretty good fit, but I'm going to press it down a little bit more. There. Okay, so now I'm not quite sure how these roses are going to work. My idea is to put them around the pillars. Just want to twist that one a little bit. So I'll get some translucent clay on there, and that's going to help hold everything in place too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put roses on the bottom half, and then bake it, and then flip it over and put roses on the other half. If I tried to do top and bottom at the same time, then it's going to, the roses, you know, the gravity is going to affect it, and I may end up with roses that fell off. So yeah, polymer clay you can bake as many times as you want to. Actually, before I get these roses on, I better put the sides on, because I can see that's not going to work. Alright, so let's get some sides on. And then I'll do the feet probably on the top surface, and not the bottom, and do the opposite when I flip it over. Hang on, I gotta get another bottle. There we go. So I'm just kind of stretching this one to fit a little bit. Okay, let's put that back down. Straighten everything out. Okay, now I can start putting my roses back on. I made a few little leaves because I thought I might want to be tucking some in. And that was just with parts of the cane that I just made into a leaf shape and pressed in a few veins and used a little pan pastel on it. Okay. Some of these roses are baked, some of them are not. It's a little easier to put them in place if they're not baked, but okay, I'll get some raw clay behind that one. Before you get that in the oven, you want to make sure that hourglass is right where you want it and straight, and because after it's baked there won't be any change in it. So we'll just add a few more here. I'll put the feet on the top, and that'll be my next baking. Let's see, I need a good flour here. Okay, so I'm going to put some feet on. So just to do that, I made a thickness on my thickest setting on my pasta machine, and just cut 2 circles for each foot. That's about a 1-inch round cutter. Just roll it into a ball. And then I'll add some TLS to where the feet are going to go. Not too fancy, but it'll do the job. Okay, so last thing, straighten out that hourglass. Every time I tip it to show you, it moves. Okay, so that's the kind of like a little rose garden thing with the trellis and stuff. That's what I'm going for. I'll be putting the trim on the other side. Actually, I can do that now, I guess. Or maybe I'll wait until afterwards. It might be safer. So, yeah, so I'll go ahead and put that in the oven, and then when that part's baked, I'll be back and I'll do the other part. I'm not quite ready to bake this yet, but I've decided that I'm going to add the feet on the top as well. Or actually, this will be the bottom because I'll be flipping this over. my roses are falling off, but that's gravity. So I knew that was going to happen. I'll get them back on. Okay, now we'll flip it and then get it properly placed again. There we go. Okay, so I'll get these roses back on and then it'll bake and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got it out of the oven now. It's been baked for an hour and it's almost cool. So I'm going to start working on the other side. First thing is to get the little strips on the sides. I took a moment and just trimmed some of my corners that were kind of wonky. So put a little TLS. And apply the strips. Now since this is the top side, I'm just going to make sure that that's going to look okay. Okay, so now we're ready to put some roses on it. So I've got some leaves. Let's just stick some leaves in there too. And the rose. So that'll hide all those seams anyways that are less than ideal around the pillars. Just put a few flowers on them and you won't even see them. Get a little more TLS on here. Okay, I need another one here. Okay, that's pretty full. So I'll bake this again one more time, and then I'm done. So if you get this kit from tinypandora.com, it's really cute, and there's so many different ways you can embellish it. Lots of fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye.